The Steelers come out in their first game without Matt Canada, and it was beautiful to see. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals 16-10, and this was a very good offensive day for this team. They had 400 yards of offense, and that's the first time that this has happened in the last couple of years. They were not even able to go out and eclipse that number in 58 games with Matt Canada, and it was just beautiful to see. Coach Sullivan had a good game plan, and so did Eddie Faulkner as well. Coach Sullivan is the actual play caller for this team, while Coach Faulkner is the guy that's going to go out there, who is the running backs coach. He's going to hold the team meetings and get everything set up for the week. If they can do this every single week, there is no reason to why this team cannot go out there and make the NFL playoffs. Kenny Pickett looked very good in the day. He was 24-33, 278 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I love this game. I love the game plan. Go out there and run the football with Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris and just let Kenny Pickett feed off the run game. He made some big time throws today. He was not able to get a touchdown, but that doesn't mean that he was a non-factor in this game. He made some big time throws, and especially a beautiful throw to George Pickens. It was a 43-yard bomb right on the line, threw it right on the zip. That's beautiful for Kenny Pickett. Still doesn't have the strongest arm in the NFL. He's far from it, but if he can continue to play like this, they can be in a very good situation. Pat Freiermuth, 9 catches, 120 yards. Has missed a lot of games this season dealing with a hamstring injury, and he hasn't seen this type of volume or this type of opportunity since Big Ben retired. I love that as well, especially across the middle of the field. And that's another thing that was very interesting. They used Calvin Austin more in this game, just get him moving deep, even though he only had 1 catch for 5 yards. But he was still going up the seams, just being a distraction and opening everything else underneath for guys like Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. George Pickens had 3 catches for 58 yards. Deontay Johnson had 4 catches for 50 yards. He had a horrible play in this game. It was a fumble, and he had 0 interest to try to recover the ball. He needs to key in on those plays. He has to be better, and he has to have better awareness in those situations, and that is a horrible look for Deontay Johnson. But the biggest thing with the Steelers in this game would be how the offense looked. They definitely want to run the football. Najee Harris had 15 carries for 99 yards, 1 touchdown, and a 22-yard run that was beautiful. Jaylen Warren did fumble in this game, but he had 49 rushing yards, and we all know that Jaylen Warren has the speed, while Najee Harris is the guy that's going to run up the middle and get you the tough yardage. If they could continue to just do this 2-back system, I love that as well. Just go out there, continue to run the football. The offensive line protection was very solid today, and Kenny Pickett was very good. I have no complaints about the offense. After spending 58 games of watching this team underneath Matt Canada and his offensive play calling, I'll take anything at this point. So getting 16 points may not be huge in this game, but it was a very good sign for the Steelers moving forward. And this is just the first week underneath brand new administration with those guys calling in those offensive plays. Defensively, they did a phenomenal job today. Jake Browning did come out and make some good plays early in the game. I have to say this right here. In the second half, the defense started turning on. TJ Watt was phenomenal in this game. He had 2 sacks, and he was getting after Jake Browning for the entire game. Same with Cameron Hayward as well. They went out there, they made some big time plays. TJ Watt is still, in my opinion, the best defensive player in football. I understand Myles Garrett is out there, but TJ Watt is more of a game record than Myles Garrett. And you look at Trenton Thompson today, had 2 very good defensive plays, an interception, and he had a good pass deflection as well. He's defensive back in this secondary as they're still waiting for Mika Fitzpatrick to come back. He had a solid game today as well. Landon Roberts is a guy that I have said a lot of things about in the past of how he's been an up and down linebacker for this team. Today, led him in tackles, was able to go out there and get a huge tackle for loss as well, and did very good against the run game. So the defense is solid, even though they're dealing with all those injuries right now. Patrick Peterson looked solid in today's game. Joy Porter Jr. did as well. As long as that front 7 is able to go back there and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, the secondary should be fine, even without Mika Fitzpatrick. And he is scheduled to be back any week now as he's dealing with that hamstring injury. Hopefully he can come back next week against the Arizona Cardinals. But they did a very good job against Jamar Chase in the second half. He did have 4 catches for 81 yards on the day. And you will have a lot of Bengal fans that come out and say, well, they're without Joe Burrow. They didn't have T. Higgins. That is true. but the Steelers did a very good job of stopping the run, stopping those big plays from Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. This was just a very good overall game for the Steelers. And you know this if you are a Steelers fan. They're not going to go out there and blow teams out. That's not what Mike Tomlin does. But one thing that they will do, they're going to stay in games, and they can just put up some points. If they can just score 17 to 20 points a game, there is no reason to why this team cannot go out there and compete on a weekly basis and be in every single game moving forward this season. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the first game being free from Matt Canada? It's not just the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive players being free from them, it's the fan base as well. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.